Some of us think we're really great people, but in the real world we're not. We're terrible people.
Or you can make bad choices.
Make bad choices, but you run your life in a very selfish way, and you think you're doing good when you're actually not.
Star Wars is in serious trouble, and it all comes down to a shocking lawsuit that's shaking up Lucasfilm. What could possibly go wrong in a galaxy far, far away? Bob Iger had big dreams of expanding this epic universe with exciting new stories and unforgettable characters. But now, Kathleen Kennedy is under fire, and her leadership is being questioned like never before. Is the future of Star Wars hanging by a thread? What does this mean for the fans who love it? The Gina Carano lawsuit. Gina Carano's lawsuit against Disney is shaping up to be quite the wild ride. After her firing from The Mandalorian, the situation has taken a turn that many didn't see coming. Carano, known for her role in the popular Star Wars series, faced backlash after making controversial statements on social media. These comments ranged from views seen as transphobic to a highly criticized comparison between the treatment of Republicans today and the persecution of Jews during World War II. But here's where it gets interesting. Carano's lawsuit isn't just about getting her job back, it's also a legal battle packed with drama and unexpected twists. The filing itself includes a Star Wars metaphor that adds a quirky touch to the proceedings. Carano is not just seeking a cash payout, she's asking for a court order to be reinstated in her role, which many find to be a tall order. In fact, there was even a joke circulating that if she were rehired, Disney could kill off her character in the next episode just to avoid the hassle.
Gina Carano is suing Disney and Lucasfilm over her being fired from The Mandalorian in 2021.
Recently, a judge decided not to dismiss Carano's lawsuit, which means it's officially moving forward. This ruling opens the door for a potential courtroom showdown between her and Disney. The judge pointed out a crucial detail. Disney is a for-profit corporation, not a non-profit group like the Boy Scouts. This distinction is important because it suggests that Disney doesn't have the same moral obligations in its hiring practices as it claimed. The judge emphasized that Disney didn't provide enough evidence that it only hires actors based on certain moral characteristics, such as respect or inclusion. So what does this mean for Carano? While the judge isn't making any judgments about her character, the ruling suggests that Disney might have a tough time justifying its decision to fire her without solid evidence. Disney's stance was clear. They stated that Carano's comments about the Holocaust crossed a line, saying she trivialized a tragic event that led to the deaths of millions. This strong reaction from Disney indicates just how sensitive the subject is and how much they were willing to risk cutting ties with her. Many are curious about how Disney will respond. Will they take the fight to court, or will they settle quietly behind closed doors? Settling might be the easier route for Disney, allowing them to avoid a prolonged legal battle that could draw even more attention to the issues surrounding Carano's comments and her firing. Carano's career has certainly taken a hit since her departure from The Mandalorian. She's now primarily starring in films backed by conservative funding like Terror on the Prairie and My Son Hunter, which shows a distinct shift from her previous projects. This change highlights how her public persona has been affected, pushing her into a niche that aligns more closely with her outspoken views. This case raises important questions about free speech, accountability, and the complicated dynamics of Hollywood. How far can an actor go in expressing their opinions without facing consequences? And what responsibilities do companies have when it comes to their employees' public statements? As we follow this legal drama, one thing is clear. The outcome of Carano's lawsuit could have significant implications for the entertainment industry and how it navigates the tricky waters of political discourse. Whether she wins or loses, the conversation sparked by her case will likely continue to resonate, making it a story worth watching. As the legal battles heat up, we can only speculate about what lies ahead for both Carano and Disney in this fascinating saga. Kathleen Kennedy's leadership. At Star Wars Celebration Europe 2023, Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, stirred up excitement by announcing 3 new Star Wars movies. This came as a surprise to many, especially since Star Wars is a cornerstone of Disney+, and the company is currently focused on cutting costs under CEO Bob Iger. Could this be a sign of tension between Iger and Kennedy? Some might think so, especially since Kennedy's announcements seem to contradict Iger's earlier statements about a cautious approach to Star Wars films.
President of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy!
there was some big news yesterday at the end of the Lucasfilm Showcase panel. We're making, in case you haven't heard, we're making the jump back to movie screens.
Kennedy's announcements also included updates on projects from Rian Johnson and Taika Waititi, indicating that these films are still in the works. Critics have pointed to the fact that Star Wars hasn't graced theaters in 4 years as evidence of Kennedy's failure. However, it's worth remembering that many of these same critics once said that Star Wars needed a break after the rise of Skywalker hit theaters. Fans of the franchise can be a fickle bunch, and the past decade has brought both incredible highs and some real lows.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
Despite the mixed reactions, it's important to recognize Kennedy's impressive background. She is one of the most successful producers in Hollywood history. With over 70 films to her credit, she has helped generate around $13 billion in worldwide box office sales. Her work has earned her 25 Oscars and numerous other awards. For much of her career, Kennedy was a key player alongside Steven Spielberg, even co-founding Amblin Entertainment with him. When George Lucas sought a successor for Lucasfilm, he handpicked Kennedy after they collaborated on the Indiana Jones films. Taking the helm at Lucasfilm was no small task. Kennedy was charged with delivering a sequel trilogy and 2 standalone films without the guiding hand of the franchise's creator. To make things even more challenging, the sequels were released just 2 years apart compared to the 3 years Lucas took for each of his films. No matter what fans think of the sequels, it's undeniable that they generated strong emotions and sparked passionate discussions. There haven't been any Star Wars films in theaters recently. 2022 was a busy year for Lucasfilm when it came to live-action storytelling. The studio was hard at work, creating content that kept fans engaged. Moreover, Industrial Light and Magic continued to innovate with the development of the Stagecraft volume, which has changed the game for digital visual effects and filmmaking. Some fans hold Kennedy responsible for everything they dislike about Star Wars in recent years. But if that's the case, it's only fair to say she deserves credit for the things fans love as well. If it weren't for Marvel Studios' relentless output, Kennedy would likely shine even brighter as Disney's top producer. In 2018, reports indicated that Disney had already made back the $4 billion it paid for Lucasfilm, a testament to the financial power of the Star Wars brand. Disney Plus leans heavily on Star Wars content to attract subscribers and keep them coming back. This reliance highlights just how important the franchise is to Disney's overall strategy. So when you take a step back and evaluate Kennedy's time at Lucasfilm, it becomes clear that, despite the challenges and controversies, her leadership has brought significant successes. Of course, the journey hasn't been without its bumps. Many fans have strong opinions about the direction of the franchise, and Kennedy has faced her fair share of criticism. Some argue that the storytelling has strayed from what made Star Wars great in the first place. Yet there's no denying that Kennedy has pushed boundaries and taken risks, helping to keep the franchise alive in a rapidly changing entertainment landscape. The question on everyone's mind is, what does the future hold for this beloved franchise? With new movies on the horizon and ongoing projects in development, it's clear that Kennedy is still committed to expanding the Star Wars universe. Her influence and contributions have shaped what Star Wars has become today. Kathleen Kennedy's leadership at Lucasfilm is a story filled with both challenges and achievements. As the franchise moves forward, her role will be crucial in shaping the next chapter of Star Wars. Fans will undoubtedly keep a close eye on what's coming next, and whether they embrace the new direction remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, the legacy of Star Wars continues to be as captivating as ever, and Kennedy is at the center of it all. The cultural impact of Star Wars. Star Wars is a cultural phenomenon that has changed the entertainment industry in remarkable ways. From revitalizing the space science fiction genre to transforming the toy market and introducing the idea of collectibles, Star Wars has left an indelible mark on our society. Let's explore how this iconic franchise has influenced these areas, shaping the way we consume media and interact with products.
Honor, loyalty, character. This is the way.
How Star Wars brought space science fiction back to life. Before the original trilogy hit theaters in the late 1970s, space adventures had a rich history, especially in the early 20th century. Characters like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon captivated audiences through comic strips, movie serials, and radio shows.
Comprehension. His trajectory was disrupted by an explosion.
What's happening?
It's an attack.
Pathetic Earthlings. Who can save you now?
However, by the 1950s, the genre had started to fade. It was often reduced to low-budget alien monster films or cheaply produced children's TV shows that lacked the excitement and depth of earlier stories. Then came Star Wars: A New Hope in 1977. This groundbreaking film not only captured the imagination of millions, but also reignited the public's love for space adventures. It showed that these kinds of stories could be exciting and profitable, leading other production companies to reconsider their approach to science fiction. For instance, the planned television series Star Trek Phase 2 was reimagined as Star Trek: The Motion Picture in 1979, thanks to the renewed interest in space-themed stories.
To confront the greatest mystery ever to threaten mankind, we are aboard a huge starship called the Enterprise.
The success of Star Wars opened the floodgates for a new wave of science fiction and fantasy films in the 1980s and beyond. Without the impact of Star Wars, it's hard to imagine the success of beloved franchises like Star Trek, Blade Runner, or even the resurgence of superhero movies today. The original trilogy set a standard for world building and storytelling that continues to influence filmmakers across genres. How Star Wars revolutionized the toy industry. When George Lucas first envisioned toys based on the movie, he faced challenges in finding a manufacturer willing to take on the project. Eventually, Kenner Products came on board and they created the now famous 3-3-4-inch action figures. These figures were designed to be affordable and easy to collect, and they quickly became a massive hit among fans. Kenner was so overwhelmed by demand that they faced a legendary shortage of action figures during the Christmas season of 1977. In a clever marketing move, they introduced early bird certificate packages to help fans secure their toys. These packages allowed customers to pre-order figures that wouldn't be available until the following spring, complete with a cardboard display featuring all 12 characters. This move not only satisfied eager customers, but also encouraged collectors to aspire to complete sets. Kenner's approach to marketing these toys fundamentally changed how consumers viewed collectibles. Each action figure was packaged with a card back that showcased all the available figures, creating a strong desire among kids to collect them all. Storage cases designed to hold these figures featured labeled slots, further promoting the idea of collecting. While buying toy sets wasn't entirely new, Kenner's success in promoting the complete collection became a blueprint for other toy manufacturers. But that's not all. Star Wars also introduced the concept of toys as collectibles rather than just playthings. As Sharon Scott, a toy historian, explains in her book Toys and American Culture, an encyclopedia, the rise in the value of vintage Star Wars toys made consumers realize that other toys could also become valuable over time. From the 1980s onward, it became common for people to purchase toys with the intention of keeping them as collectibles. This shift paved the way for trends like Beanie Babies and other collectible toys, which were marketed specifically for their potential future value. The influence of Star Wars can even be seen in the realm of real-life space exploration. The Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum has taken an interest in how space travel is imagined in popular culture. Their exhibition, Star Wars: The Magic of Myth in 1999, was a massive success and remains available for viewing online, showcasing the cultural significance of the franchise. The impact of Star Wars extends beyond just toys and movies. SpaceX founder Elon Musk famously named his Falcon series of launch vehicles after the iconic Millennium Falcon, highlighting how deeply intertwined the franchise is with modern spaceflight. This connection shows that Star Wars is not just a source of entertainment, it has become a part of the conversation around real-world advancements in technology and exploration. As we look back on the legacy of Star Wars, it's clear that its influence is far-reaching. The franchise didn't just change the landscape of film and television, it reshaped our understanding of collectibles and toys. When you enjoy a Star Wars film or buy merchandise this holiday season, take a moment to appreciate how this beloved series has influenced not only the entertainment world, but also the way we think about the products we love. From its role in reviving the space science fiction genre to revolutionizing toy marketing and creating a culture of collectibles, Star Wars has forever altered the entertainment landscape. Its impact continues to be felt today, influencing filmmakers, marketers, and fans alike. As we celebrate the franchise's legacy, we can only imagine what the future holds for Star Wars and the new stories yet to be told. Whether you're a lifelong fan or just discovering the galaxy far, far away, it's clear that Star Wars will continue to inspire generations to come. Future of the franchise. Star Wars fans are in for an incredible treat in 2024. The excitement is palpable as major announcements keep rolling in, particularly highlighting the Jon Favreau-directed movie featuring The Mandalorian and Grogu. This has fans buzzing with anticipation, especially after a long wait without new films. Alongside this announcement, we also got the exciting confirmation of Ahsoka, Season 2, adding more depth and storytelling to the rich Star Wars universe.
The New Republic is weak, disorganized. The time is right for the First Order to rise from its ashes.
For many years, fans had been left longing for more cinematic adventures from a galaxy far, far away. After a significant drought of films, Disney has finally unveiled the release dates for 3 upcoming Star Wars movies: May 22nd, 2026, December 18th, 2026, and December 17th, 2027. This is a major milestone, as fans will soon be treated to not just 1, but 3 new films over the span of 2 years. However, there is still some mystery surrounding these releases. We don't yet know which of the announced films will be released on which dates, leaving fans speculating about the stories that are yet to unfold. This uncertainty only adds to the excitement. Each new movie could explore different characters and story arcs that fans have come to love, while also introducing fresh narratives that might take us in unexpected directions. The return of Star Wars to the big screen is a momentous occasion, particularly after the mixed reception of past films. The hope is that these new stories will resonate with audiences and rejuvenate the franchise. Lucasfilm hasn't stopped there. They have also hinted at several unannounced films currently in development. This revelation has sparked curiosity and speculation among fans. What could these projects be? Will they feature beloved characters from the past or introduce new ones entirely? The potential for fresh narratives and unique storylines adds to the thrill of the upcoming films. Fans are left wondering if they might see stories set in different time periods within the Star Wars timeline, or perhaps even spin-offs focusing on characters that haven't yet had their moment in the spotlight. As the release dates approach, the anticipation is building. Fans are eager to see how these films will expand the Star Wars universe. The franchise has always been known for its rich storytelling and imaginative worlds, and with talented creators like Jon Favreau at the helm, there's reason to be optimistic. Favreau's work has already proven successful with The Mandalorian, so fans are excited to see how his vision will translate into a feature film. With these upcoming releases, there's also a sense of hope that the new stories will capture the essence of what makes Star Wars so beloved. Many fans appreciate the franchise's ability to blend action, adventure, and deep character development. The movies have the potential to explore themes of heroism, redemption, and the struggle between good and evil, all hallmarks of the original saga. The fact that Disney is ramping up its Star Wars content demonstrates the franchise's continued importance within the company. Disney Plus has become a key platform for the series, with numerous successful shows contributing to the overall narrative. As the company continues to invest in the Star Wars universe, fans are excited about the potential for a more interconnected storytelling approach. With 3 films on the horizon and several additional projects in the works, there's no shortage of excitement. The possibilities seem endless, and fans can't help but wonder what narratives and characters will soon take center stage. As we await more details, one thing is clear: the legacy of Star Wars is far from over. The franchise continues to evolve, promising to deliver fresh and engaging content for both longtime fans and newcomers alike. What stories will these new films tell, and how will they connect to the broader Star Wars narrative? The journey into this galaxy far, far away is just beginning. What surprised you most about Star Wars' impact? Do you think its influence will last for future generations? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.